Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Heavy rain has arrived in the state, with the northeast taking the biggest soaking. Despite just a few reports of damage, meteorologists say more rain and storms are still on the way.
This is what the northeast woke up to early this morning. The mountain bike mecca of Derby cops a heavy downpour as summer goes on hold.
So we've had rainfall amounts of the range 50 to 90 millimetres about the Furneaux Islands and the northeast. The top rainfall was 94 millimetres at Grey to 9 a.m.
Further north, lingering grey clouds offered a few light showers.
We had reports of some damage to some housing on Flinders Island with some flash flooding through there in the overnight period, but we haven't had reports today.
The Bureau's advice for the weekend: don't put away the umbrella just yet.
We are expecting that low pressure system to just slowly move southwards through tonight and into tomorrow, so it'll be quite close to Tasmania during tomorrow. With that, we're expecting the rain band to continue to impact the state.
A severe weather warning remains in place for parts of the north and northeast today and tomorrow, with the chance of severe thunderstorms across the state. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
A Launceston driver has had a lucky escape after his car plunged into the North Esk River. Emergency services arrived at the scene around midday, spending several hours to retrieve the vehicle.
Today we've had an elderly motorist, a 76-year-old. He's been driving down the Esplanade up Boland Street. We're not sure the cause of the crash, but he's come up the embankment and gone into the river.
The driver was taken to the Launceston General Hospital for observation. A Victorian woman has been charged after allegedly making false bomb threats at Hobart Airport yesterday. 42-year-old Rochelle Marissa Penny fronted the Magistrates Court this morning and was granted bail. Police releasing a statement saying that she allegedly made remarks about carrying an explosive device in her luggage while at an airport check-in counter. The Knoxfield woman will reappear in court in February. A rural Tasmanian fire service has celebrated the official opening of a new station today after the original one was allegedly deliberately destroyed. After waiting more than a year, the Volunteer Brigade says the purpose-built headquarters are bigger and better than ever.
The start of a new era for this rural fire brigade. The Middleton station officially opened today, rising from the ashes after the old one was allegedly deliberately burnt down last year.
Anytime you lose a fire station, it's a community asset and it's normally a meeting place for people within the community, so it's always a sad day, but today's a joyous one.
It's one thing that the whole community depends on, because if anything happens with regard to fire, whether it's a house fire or bushfire or motor car accident, the fire brigade are involved.
For almost 18 months, the Volunteer Brigade has been working out of a shipping container, with 2 trucks parked nearby on a member's property. It's been an emotional time for the small community.
It created a very devastating effect within the whole community, not just the fire brigade, but with the community all around.
The new station here at Middleton is significantly larger than the old one. The brigade says it's much more fit for purpose and includes more space for members and a special training room.
They need somewhere that's fit for purpose, that can attract new members, and that most importantly can allow them to do their job and keep us safe, so we thank them.
Ready just in time for the start of a busy fire season. Michelle WISBEY, 7 Tasmania News.
Wet weather across the state has put a dampener on a much-loved university tradition. Hundreds of students had to skip the time-honoured graduation parade through Launceston today, but it didn't distract from the years of work as students collected their degrees.
Yeah, Launceston turning on its best for us. Perhaps it's a message. Look, it is what it is. I'm just happy to be here. But yeah, I mean, we'll make a good night of it tonight. Rain, hail or shine, I think.
This year through Hobart, Launceston and Burnie, we're graduating just over 5,300 students in total, which is a really positive thing for the university.
The University of Tasmania says there's been a 10% increase in the number of graduates this year. RSPCA Tasmania wants to build a specialised shelter for animals rescued from the worst cases of cruelty. The charity says it will begin pressing the government to help fund the development, expected to be near Launceston. It comes as the service winds up operations at its Mowbray Pet Shelter, now being handed over to Just Cats and the Dogs Home.
Well, today we're packing up effectively. We've found ourselves with a whole lot of spare equipment and cages and dog beds and the like, and we thought we might as well sell it and try and get some more money for it so we can help the clinic run better or the shelter run better.
It's hoped a new multi-million-dollar inspectorate shelter could be built by 2020. Almost 300 Tasmanians are expected to gather tonight for a Secret Santa gift swap on a national scale. Preparations getting underway earlier today for the annual It Feels Good to Give festive tour. This truck travelling 10,000 kilometres across Australia, stopping in Hobart to host a Christmas dinner, carol singing and a present exchange, all in support of the Salvation Army.
In December, we see 3 times as many families as we do in any other month throughout the year. And so the opportunity, not just to celebrate Christmas, but to serve our community at Christmas is really vital for us.
The truck has already made stops in Perth, Adelaide and Melbourne as part of the journey.
Tasmanian-born swimming sensation Ariane Titmus has capped off an incredible 2018 with her second world record in 3 days. The 18-year-old took on China's reigning record holder in Hangzhou last night and won the 400 metres short course world championship.
She's about to complete the 200, 400 double, and she'll take a world record to boot.
18 years of age, double world champion.
It adds to Pan Pacs and Commonwealth Games gold for Titmus. She becomes just the 5th Aussie female to win a 400 at the Olympics or a World Championships. Tasmanian-born swimming sensation Ariane Titmus has capped off an incredible 2018 with her second world record in 3 days. The 18-year-old took on China's reigning record holder in Hangzhou last night and won the 400 metres short course world championship.
She's about to complete the 200, 400 double, and she'll take a world record to boot.
18 years of age, double world champion.
It adds to Pan Pacs and Commonwealth Games gold for Titmus. She becomes just the 5th Aussie female to win a 400 at the Olympics or a World Championships. A brand new event is set to light up Tasmania's iconic Baskerville Raceway, and it's certainly not your traditional race meet, but organisers are confident it can become one of the biggest events on the calendar.
It's possibly the strangest mix of cars to ever hit the Baskerville circuit.
Just $1,000 a few years ago. Brother-in-law's daughter, both daughters have learned to drive in it, and now it's turned into a Baskerville 1000 car.
In a similar vein to Queensland's annual Lemons race, anyone with the will to drive can compete.
Basically, all it takes is a $1,000 car, some safety upgrades if desired, and go out and have a lot of fun participating in motorsport.
Hundreds turning out for today's practice day ahead of the inaugural Baskerville 1000 next February, which will see cars race for 6 hours as teams of 3 to 6 drivers swap shifts behind the wheel, with points awarded for the consistency of each lap time rather than the quickest.
Both our wives are competing as well. It's just an opportunity to have a, it's not about flat out racing. You've got to last 6 hours and try and get around without, burning your brakes and your tyres and stuff.
More than 200 drivers have already signed up to compete on February 3, with organisers now hoping to make it one of the biggest events on the state's racing calendar.
And finally in sport, the buzz is building ahead of Tasmania's Pro League hockey matches next year, with officials today inspecting Newtown's Hockey Centre, the host venue for 4 matches.
With this home and away, global home and away format, we are expecting more spectators, and we think it's going to be great also for the hockey fans, to see the national team, to see the Kookaburras and the Hockeyroos playing here.
The Kookaburras will play Pakistan in Hobart, with the Hockeyroos set to face China before both sides take on Germany the following day. The action begins on February 9.
Good evening. We had a cloudy day across the state today with rain falling in the north and east. Hobart reached a top of 18 degrees. It was 22 in Launceston, which was the state's high, and 20 in Burnie and Devonport. 22 also for Smithton. Strawn hit a high of 21. It was 20 at Grove and King Island, 19 at Flinders, Lowhead, St Helens and Ouse, and Friendly Beaches, Maria Island and Liaweenie reached 17 degrees. The satellite shows extensive cloud covering the state. Zooming out, we can see Tropical Cyclone Owen crossing over Queensland, with more clouds streaming down the coast. Tomorrow, a trough sits over Queensland, extending into New South Wales and further down to the west of Tasmania. Winds east to northeasterly reaching up to 30 knots during the morning, seas 1 to 2 metres. We also have a strong wind warning for eastern coastal waters from the northern tip of Flinders Island to Tasman Island and for the southwest coast from Southeast Cape to Low Rocky Point. And a road weather alert for northern, central and eastern areas with heavy rain expected to cause reduced visibility. And that moderate flood warning is still current for the South Esk River, as is a flood watch for northern and northeastern areas. It's looking pretty grim across the state tomorrow. Hobart can expect showers and a possible storm, a top of 25. The same for Richmond, 27. Ooze climbing to 28. In Launceston, showers and 25. Devonport will reach 22. Showers also for Deloraine, 21. And the wet weather continues. Burnie, 22. A high of 25 for Strawn. A shower or two clearing, 21 for Curry. At St Helens, it will get to 23. Swansea, heavy showers and a possible storm, 24. And a shower or two for Whitemark, also 24 degrees. UV, 11, which is high. On Monday, showers contracting to the west and far south in the evening with possible thunderstorms about central and eastern parts of the state. More showers on Tuesday with south to southwesterly winds. And on Wednesday, what a shocker, more showers. Taking a look around the country tomorrow, a possible storm for Perth, 26 degrees, 24 in Melbourne and Adelaide, Sydney pushing 29, and showers and a possible storm for Brisbane, 28 degrees. And currently it's cloudy across the state today, Hobart 18, Launceston 21 and Devonport 19. Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks for that, Judy. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Good night.